Roy Keane for me was my best captain ever.
The best and biggest captain that I've played with.
The most inspirational football player that I ever played with.
Best captain I've ever seen.
Unbelievable leader, and I mean an unbelievable leader.
He kept you on your toes all the time. You always knew standards had to be high, you had to play well.
If I was going to name my best ever 11, Keane would be the first on that team sheet because you felt that every time he played, he would win the game.
Even now when I see him, he is the captain.
He took no day off. Every single day that he stepped on that training pitch, he wanted to win. Whether it was the keep ball game, the heading game, he inspired us every single day because he came in with that mentality, and we all knew that that's what we have to cope with. That's the level that we have to reach, and you need a leader and you need someone that's gonna actually tackle and fight. He was a winner and he was hungry and he always wanted to win.
I get annoyed when people talk about Roy Keane and about his tackles, but what a player he was. What a player he was. He could pass the ball, he could score goals. I was in the stand when he scored that header in Turin to bring the team back in the semi-final of the Champions League. I was like, wow. The way he brought his team back into the game, the way he battled in midfield, the way he could galvanize everyone and make them play better by just who he was. He was a hell of a player. And people always talk about his tackles and how hard he was and this and that. He could play.
He was unbelievable, like a running machine, but with quality with it. He'd do everything. He'd overlap his winger, both sides, he'd sprint forward, he sprinted back.
He wasn't only the best player on the pitch most week, but just the influence that he had in terms of his standards, the fact that he made everybody else feel 10 foot tall, the fact that he demanded from you all the time. You know, he was the dominant figure, he was the best player, he was the most influential. You could argue he was the best defender in the team, you could argue he was the best attacker in the team, he was one of the best passers in the team, he ran the most. So all the facets of the game, and just the ideal captain, really.
Would do anything. Literally anything for his team to win. Sometimes, you know, you see him get sent off because he gets so frustrated and wanted his team to do so well and whatever maybe. One of the best players I've ever played with. Always got the ball, always try to look forward, always fizzed it in as well. And it was nice to know that someone's going to stand your case for 90 minutes. The presence he had on the football pitch was mad at times. So just playing with him and what he used to do, like I said, as a leader, as a player, was top draw.
I learned a lot off him watching him and competing against him. For a long time, he was the strongest, if not one of the best box-to-box midfielders. He was a leader. He's someone who dominated the Premier League level for so long. Real challenge and a real experience to play against him, and someone who, as a footballer, I've got the utmost respect for.
He just dictated the whole game with his voice. People don't appreciate and respect his actual ability. Forget all of the madness you hear about him running around, intimidating, etc. He was a footballer. His passing is a joke. Not raking 30, 40 yarders, but 15, 20 yard balls, 10 yard balls, zipped into people, beating the press, through the lines. Ball comes into the fullback, bang, slapped into the forward.
My first encounter with him, I was playing for United, he was playing for Forest. I think I nutmegged him at Wembley or something like that. I took him on, he took me out. I'm on the floor and he's over me going, "Get out!" He's screaming at me, "Who's this character?" And then he comes obviously to us. He was up and down and he was a goal scoring midfielder, and he was just power, could finish, brave. You could bump a ball into him and he'd control it. He just felt like he was everywhere.
This man here, he worked his socks off for the team. When he got booked against Juventus, you know, he still played like he was going to play in the final. It's been incredible.